Mate, it's time. Let's talk about Mr. Bionicle himself. It's the OG, the man, the myth, the legend. Tahu Mata. Even if you're just talking to some random friend who knows nothing about Bionicle, well, they still know who Tahu is. And LEGO is obsessed with him. They've remade this guy so many frickin' times. And that image is missing a few Tahus. So let's dive into this iconic set and talk about why he's great. And we'll chat about the pieces that come in this set as well. Let's see how you can use them to build your own stuff. Yeah, maybe I'm just blinded by nostalgia, but there is something so striking and so beautiful about this orange, red, and black color scheme. It's evoking the feeling of fire and lava. It's just gorgeous. And how sick is that flame sword? The LEGO group put so much detail into this one piece. And the sword is part of one of the best features of this set, the play feature. You rotate the gear on the back, and Tahu can slash his sword. So much fun to play with. And the design itself is very simple, but very good. I mean, look at those gears moving. It's so pretty. Dude, grey gears feel like such an intrinsic part of the DNA of Bionicle. It is a shame that we didn't really get them in later sets, but it's good to see them here. Well, future sets did get rid of the gears, but they focused on one very important thing: articulation. And sadly, the original Tahu doesn't have a lot of that. No knees, no elbows, no neck, no waist. The sword is locked onto his arm, although that hand does have a little bit of movement, which is nice. But still, despite those limitations, you are able to pose the character fairly well. And I think that's what I like so much about this set, as well as all of the Tahu Mata for that matter. Despite their simplicity, despite their limitations, despite their lack of movement, the sets are still great. They shine with a very beautiful color scheme, a ton of play value, and pretty solid play features. The simplicity of this set is what makes it fun, and what makes it so charming. You know, for a set with a pretty astonishingly small part count of 33 pieces, well, they were still able to pack in so much stuff. Tahu is great. And so are his pieces. Let's check those out. Let's begin with this red handpiece. This can be used in quite a few clever ways. For example, Max Howell has an inventory unit that uses it a couple times. Whether it's the head design, and look at that, the little negative space between those two pieces forming an eye. Excellent. And just the overall blocky shape of the head, brilliant. And then we got two more down here on the waist. This is a great way to connect the leg. It offers a great level of movement and motion. Look at that, man. Nice crotch, good head, heck yeah. Don't take that out of context. We'll move over now to Tahu's body piece. If you've got a few of these lying around, well, why not do what Tolrespawn 171 has done? You can string 7 of them together and make yourself some kind of reptilian, stegosaurus, prawn, Godzilla monster thing. It's just such a crazy idea and a good looking back design. I love it. I also love that fire sword. You can continue to use this as a sword because, let's face it, it's awesome. Or you could use it as fire, much like Felix the Cat has done here. Yeah, I like this because it kind of looks like the robot is powered by some sort of internal furnace. And these flames that are kind of flaring out of the body, that's what keeps him alive. That's pretty dope. We also have this arm that's molded to hold Tahu's sword. But why not turn this arm into a leg? Redverse did that and it looks pretty freaking good. Naturally, this piece has a bit of a bent angle to it, and I think that's what really helps it shine as a leg design. It makes it feel a little bit more natural. We also have Tahu's red Mata feet. Rival Bio uses it to craft a nice sword design. And look at that little hint of red up against all of the gold. So pretty. And last but certainly not least, we have Tahu's mask. I mean, this is always going to look good as a mask. But say, you could spice things up a little bit, like Eero Okanonen has done here. You could take the mask, flip it the other way around, and now you have a nice looking helmet. I like the little bit of head decoration that's at the top here. making him look like a Roman Spartan or something like that. It's a pretty cool look. Maybe this is a sign that you should flip your Bionicle masks and use them on a larger head design. Yeah, Tahu's got some pretty good pieces. But what about some revamps of Tahu? Let's check them out, shall we? Let's kick things off with Artie Quill and their interpretation of Tahu. This is an excellent way of making Tahu just that little bit more posable. Because all in all, CCBS armor and those bone pieces. How nice does it look? The texture of CCBS armor is a perfect match for Tahu's mask. It all just blends together so perfectly. He looks like a knight. He looks so heroic. This is a banger. So yeah, it looks good, but remember, CCBS bone pieces, they are super posable. So that'll fix some of the original issues with this set. It's just a win-win. Also, I want to quickly point out, in a past video I did, I spoke about revamps of every Toa Mata. And in it, I featured this MOC by Bionicle Saga. I didn't actually realize that this was heavily inspired by Artie Quill's recreation, the one we've been talking about. So yeah, I just want to bring that to everyone's attention that this was directly inspired by Artie Quill. Need to give credit where credit is due. But hey, both builders did an excellent job when they were building their creations. But yeah, this one by Artie Quill was the original. And I love what you've done. Now let's finish this off with Geikie MOCs. This is Toa Tahu Reinvention. Ah, dude, this rocks. It's great to see a slightly taller Toa Tahu, because the original set was on the smaller side. And this also works well because, it captures so many of the details of the original. Down to details like the gear motif on the crotch, the piston design on the torso as well as on the legs, the look and feel of the feet, even just the shape of the limbs. This is so accurate. And it does all of this while making sure that it is still very posable. I think that's brilliant. But the best part? It still has that gear function. You see so many revamps these days that neglect to include this. So to have this here and have it work, that's a real treat. I just love the aesthetic of this MOC. Old school charm, but using so many more modern pieces to give it a new age feeling. And making sure to use that Tahu Stars flame piece, the one that came on this set, it's good. It fits the scale of this larger build much better than the original sword would've. Oh, but the best part about this? You can build this yourself. You can buy instructions right now. They're like $2.50. So check the links below and go see this for yourself. This might just be the perfect Tahu Mata revamp. I can't think of one that's better than this. Sick, dude. That's the legendary Tahu Mata. Now, like I said before, don't forget to check those links below. If you want those instructions, or if you want to see more creations by the builders that I featured today, that's where you can check it out. Thank you for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now. What's his name? Tahu? Tahu. I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke.